Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be taking a look at Nilfgaard Enslaved 5, and I put together this deck based on one card alone, and that card actually is Amnesty. I was really thinking about this card following the patch notes for 10.5. We've got a buff to it provision-wise from 6 down to 5, and I think that's really fair, right? Being able to seize an enemy unit with 3 or less power, Conspiracy boosted by 2, Devotion, always trigger Conspiracy ability. I think that if you want to pull this card off in the best way, you want to play Devotion. In this case, we do have Devotion, but if you wanted to sort of tech, you could still play this in non-Devo and just put something like your Arto Terra Nova and then some stuff to give spying, and that would just be fine too, right? I just didn't want to do that this time. I had a lot of fun playing Vilgefortz Renegade in my soldiers deck late in 10.4, and I felt like this card has so much potential that maybe we're just underestimating it, right? Being able to get 8 base body plus pull a 9 to 10 provision card from the opponent's grave is just phenomenal most of the time, right? You're usually going for one of the hero cards. With all the echo cards going around right now too, especially the Hengate sword, significant buff. We've got the Erendite, hasn't been nerfed, right? Just unbelievable swords we got going on. We want to be able to take these echo cards from the opponent or just their best play like Heatwave or Fukusha, whatever the case may be. We've got options, right? Usually we're going to be giving them something that doesn't make sense for that round. If we don't have a good coup target, if we don't have anything to Amnesty, if we've got, let's say, Emissary or Mage Infiltrator sitting in hand, but the opponent keeps removing all of our stuff, well, we don't want to give them an extra free point. We can give them that in their grave, right? So the options are pretty much endless when it comes to the Renegade here. We've got Ardal. Since we have 10 tactics in the deck, we're able to send a up to 10 power unit on the playing field back into the opponent's hand, and then we draw a card. So the reason why this card is good, guys, is let's say we're playing into the Reckless Flurry matchup and they put down a great sword for 4 points, and then they use 2 leader charges to heal it back to 10. Well, I can take that card and put it back into their hand and then draw a card, and then they have to play the great sword again for 4 points, but they've just used 2 leader charges to boost it up. That's what I'm talking about. Stuff like that, you can really interfere with the play. A lot of people are running Roach and Knickers right now. Let's say it's round 1, we're really pushing, and we have one of those thins come out late round. We could put it in their hand, and they're not going to want to play it from hand. So what they're going to do is they're going to pass so that they can have it come from deck later on. But then that could help us win on even. So a lot of things like that, putting thinning cards back in hand, putting cards that are boosted back in hand, and whatnot. So really flexible there. Then it helps us pull a card for consistency. And, you know, it plays really well too in around the Yennefer's Invocation play. So if I take something of theirs and then I play this, now I get to pull that in the same round, right? Joachim helps do that too. But let's say we don't want to play Joachim round 1. We can do this play round 1. It's really smooth, right? And that's one of the reasons why I did the play of going with Enslaved 5 instead of Enslaved 6, just because the added little maneuvers that we can do are just quite comfortable. We have Brathens in the deck. This is for a point swing. It's for flexibility. It's for proactivity. I don't have the Duchess Informant because I'm not playing really heavily into Assimilate. What we're going to be using for it here is the Emissary and the Mage Infiltrator. Mage Infiltrator is here for a couple reasons, right? Setting up Amnesties, setting up Leader, and just helping complete kills with Fire Scorpions. And then the Emissary is just for points on our side of the playing field, right? Put it on their side. Then we get a boost on our side by 7. So Brathens can play for 12 points if we're boosting himself. It's quite a good swing, right? That's kind of the idea. Coup off of whatever we chip down from them, right? Because we have a lot of ways to damage things down from them and just get the perfect coup. But also, we can coup one of the spies, worst case scenario. So we have backup targets, but, you know, more than often you're going to be looking to do something crazy with the coup, and that's fine, right? Calveit sorts deck out from highest to lowest provisions. It moves self up in the deck by 1 for each tactic card that we have. So we've got 10 tactic cards in the deck. So let's say this card's at the bottom of our deck at the start of the game. It's going to be pushing itself up 10 spots. We have our mulligans. We've got other stuff to pull cards. We're definitely seeing Calveit. Like, it's pretty well impossible to not get a card like that in the game when the deck's built for it. Joachim helps us pull 2 cards, play the top non-disloyal unit from our deck, boosted by 8. We could do that twice with coup, right? That's our best coup target, just off the bat. But we got to make sure when we do this, we set up our top deck first with Calveit so that we're not pulling into Mage Assassins. And you'll notice when we watch the gameplay for today, I don't ever pull into this card because we take this first so that I know that the Blightmakers are coming out with Joachim, right? Otherwise, it's just really bad. You can lose a game based on that one play. So I warned you, right? Yen just takes an enemy from play. Bribery creates and plays a unit from the opponent's starting deck. I think that this has really good flexibility. We can get something really nice with it, right? It's a little bit of a high roll, but I don't mind it at all. Something that I was thinking about was the Treason. So if you took out Bribery and put in Treason, then you can take like a 4P, one of these perhaps, and move it up to a Remedy or something like that. And I don't mind, right? That's just if you want. I find a lot of people play around Treason that it doesn't always get the most value. And I find that, you know, I'm feeling pretty lucky lately. And so Bribery just tends to be a pretty good play. Obviously, we see good and bad rolls today in the games that we have, but it is what it is, right? 8 provisions, not too bad. Hefty Helga is one of my favorite ones in the deck, right? It has a shield, so it's a little bit harder to remove. Order damage a unit by 2, charge 1, gain 1 charge whenever we play a tactic. So we want to get these out early before we start playing tactics to get the most value off this card, right? Same with the Fire Scorpions. These are like the baby Helgas, you can call them that. Instead of a shield, there's no shield. Instead of 2 damage, it's 1 damage, but the card is the same, okay? So that's why we have all of them in there. You guys know the Blightmaker combo with the Mage Assassins. That's just for thinning. You could take it early, you can take it late. I actually don't mind taking it in round 3 even, because we sort the deck out. It's not even a problem with this. And these are kind of like points, you know? We need points to win games. So I've been doing that a lot, is playing the Siege Engines in round 1 and then sort of going into playing the Blightmakers and all that stuff in round 3. We've got some affordable tactics here. Create and plays. Diplos are really good at 4 provisions. We've got Joust that can use a couple different ways, right? Putting it defensively to keep these going or using it offensively to break things down. And that's pretty much the deck. How many games do I got for you guys? I've got 3, 4, 5, and 5. Okay, so I got 5 games with commentary for you guys today. I've been yo-yoing at rank 3. Basically, it's come down to I filled the mosaic, and then after I recorded the video, it's like I win 1, lose 1, win 1, lose 1. It just is. It is what it is. I got to buckle down and get it done. It's not a big deal. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to be back maybe later today, definitely tomorrow, with another deck guide, and we'll be just going through the factions one by one, trying to make the best of the changes that we have within the balances, right? And that's pretty much it. A couple things. I got a sponsored video coming up in a couple days. I'll let you guys know on Discord, or I'll mention it in the video before it happens. I think that you guys are actually going to be very interested in this one here. Basically costs nothing, and it's beneficial for Gwent players. So I'll show you as soon as I can. I'm just working out getting that video made. And also, appreciate you guys joining the Discord lately. We had a huge influx of people joining right now. I think we're almost at 400 people in the Discord server. My goal is to make it the most active Gwent-related Discord server that there is, right? So if you guys want to join to be part of that community, link is in the description below. And that's pretty much all I got to say for today. Let's get into the gameplay, and I will see you soon. All right, so first up here we got Nilfgaard Imprisonment. Kind of like double Blightmakers. I just don't want to run out of units in the deck, right? Let's see. Maybe it's important because we're on red coin. Chances are they have Joust. However, if we can get these down earlier, then maybe we get the Joust out on the Fire Scorpion opposed to the Helga. I'm actually thinking maybe we save Helga for like round 2, 3. Depending. Okay. That's just like a really good amnesty. I think we can store the ping. So they're looking for something here. Maybe they have Qcento. I only have a couple more tactics, so I don't think it's worth it to play the Helga in this round, but I do think we can take the Blightmakers. As long as we could stay ahead here, it's pretty comfortable. I don't know if we can win the round with what we've got, but at least, you know, get some commitments out of the way. Okay. So I can do this, which is actually pretty good, because we get rid of that 3 vitality, plus we get the 2 boost off what they play onto us with. If I have to pick something like that. Helga's looking a little bit better, right? Because we've got a few. Maybe we just take thinning one more turn. We actually got it. Okay, we probably tie. This is looking like a Nova deck, which means there could be Yen, but if they take this, I don't know if they get this. Maybe I'm supposed to just do this then. I don't want to add to it, right? That way if we take Joust off this, we're boosting this. We could... that's tough. If I take Ring of Favor, they can just pass on it. But that's like a sick card to... They took that, okay. Don't I just take Yen too? I think I'd roll a bribery, it's just cheap. Set a power to its provision cost. Let's mess around with it. Haha. Let's go. Don't mess with me. That was a heroic turn, man. So we know they have that card in their deck, which is scary. Because this could get ruined, right? What else do we have in deck? We got one. So we gotta put stuff back for the Joachim, right? Because we know they have that, this is 0. So, like, it makes sense to just put this in their grave and then take this just in case. But who knows, right? We do have last say, though. Let's have a look here. They're just playing that for points at this point. Yeah, I think we just take this while we can. Now they're gonna lock the Helga, but it is what it is, right? I'll take Yen and I'll take Ardal, and we'll just maybe do an Ardal in round 3. That's gonna bring out nothing, like a 1 power. This plays for 15 though. Actually, this could play for more. All I know is that our hand's like really good. And so they took this. Shuffle a card from opponent's deck to the top. No, your deck. Yeah. That's we took Roach. Okay. Let's see. Realistically, if they're looking to do the whole, like... I think I'm supposed to still... think I can still take this. I want them to go all in. I think that's the way to go about it. They're gonna get pretty bad rolls too off of off the bribery. At least with my leader. Or my deck rather. I'm just looking at Erendite round 3 could actually be kind of bad, right? It's at 10 so far. We've got a pretty good lead here too. Blightmaker's good points. I mean, if I play this and they go on to set its power to its provisions, right? So they go up force 21, but I'm still 27 and they got that. So I think it's going to be 2-0, but I also think that they have thing in a box. Yeah, thing from a box because I thought we tied. It's a 2-0. Alright, so next up here we got Patricidal Fury. And we get a win. Nope. I'm starting to get these Arnagod vibes, you know? One's nice, two's probably not. We'll take Ku. Is Ku gonna do a whole lot for me here in round 1? Yeah. Maybe we dump one of these. That's a bit better. I don't like playing Joachim early because we could pull into like a lot of stuff we just don't want to do. But no problem just doing this, right? I'm still conflicted between Skull and between Lamp for this leader. Every time I tend to switch it up a little bit, but today we're going Skull. His Lamp does like nothing for me. It just sits there, it gives us a target for Emissary or Joust. But I also have things like Diplos and other stuff we can play like that. Okay, really? I just think we should use it before we lose it, basically, right? Like they can hit down a 7 quite easily. So it's Sahil. Okay. Imagine playing Gerd just to get Sahil value. That's kind of scary. We'll just dome it. That's Brathens. Except this will probably give us the round. Like a little too quick. Nah, we're not gonna kill that. I think they probably could pass. If they don't pass on it, then you just coup it, right? Even before we coup it, we could take the Calveit. 15. I mean, nothing's weird about the decks so far. They have Sahil, so I think that they're going to be building around that. And because we know that, I wonder if we ever just don't bleed. Okay. If I'm sorting my top deck, we pull 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. It's like I gotta play another unit. Let's just give them something here. Okay, so now it's gonna be 1, 2, and 3 off the pulls. And then we'll basically Joachim into this. And then this. Yeah, perfect. So we have to play 1 Blightmaker here before we pass. Come on. It's rolling out perfectly, so I really hope that they continue to play here. So next up here we got Reckless Flurry, Skellige. And I think it's going to be the same list that we saw a lot of last season, so be ready for that sort of thing. We need a hand we could push with. We don't have units, we could put that back. I suppose Ardal is not bad here. It's like the easiest. I feel like they're having trouble finding something to do, so I'm just giving them, you know, a couple more turns of that, and then we can just go and attack, basically, right? If I put Knickers back in their hand, it's like, yeah, they can play it later, but now is kind of gross. Okay. Let's just take this and deal with it that way. It sucks that I have no way to deal with the Siri, but we can get creative with it soon. Okay. I'm planning. Let's see how far they're willing to go. Really, it doesn't matter. If they pass, I'll do 15 points and 2 cards. There. $25-0. They take this probably, but they also probably want to leave it because they know I'll pass for sure. But it's just a pass already because, like, a lot of gold's being spent, and honestly, I just dumped a coup. So we can come back ready to go in round 2. It's not that big of a deal that we don't get it back even. So we got 1, 2, 3. Blightmakers are pretty good points though. Probably that goes. We'll just take the Calveit. They're not going to bleed. If they do it 2 cards down, I'd be surprised. I'd actually be pretty happy that they do. Something like that, right? Problem with the Helga is that we can't play it from hand. We got to play it off the Joachim, otherwise it just doesn't work. We've got 1, 2, and 3 with Yen being drawn. And then we're going to pull into double Blightmakers. Well, a Blightmaker off the Joachim. Maybe we just get the second one this way. This gets shuffled back in though, which is a problem. And then we draw like... Actually, you know what? We could possibly get it back, right? Because if we take these 2, then it's 1 or 2. We get a 50-50 pull on the Joachim. So it might just be good. We could also take Coral. I think it's just going to be Brathen's opener. The only thing I'm worried about is that they might have Erendite, and because we gave them round 1, the Erendite's going to be pretty decent. Okay, 50-50 on the hit here. I'm trying to manifest it. You gotta like hover over it, and usually it helps. If I don't hit Burna... Actually, Burna might help them with Compass. Maybe that's not something we play. Yeah, because they've got 3. We want like if they had less than 3, it would be better for them. They could take like a Fukusha or something like that. Maybe I was gonna put it back in their hand, but it's not the play. Maybe it's one of these that goes back in their hand. Because I don't think that they're gonna be able to bring back Coral, right? Unless they thin one more, but that's all they're thinning unless they have a Scald. Actually, Greatsword would be a good target to put back in their hand as well. Oh, they got it already. Hopefully it's not Mork. If it's anything else, we're just going to send it right back. Because it's not... It's doomed. We can't do anything. Okay. Now we can take 50-50. Let's go. They can scramble to try and get rid of that. And hopefully... Here's the thing. If I can nudge this down, then we can take it and get the vitality value, right? I've got Amnesty here. We've got Leader. I don't think we're going to get a better Leader, so it just kind of works. It's fine. Right, it does work like that. So 2 Leader charges in vain. This will do 4. We just take that. 2 extra points. I don't think we ever hold them in a matchup like this here. 4. Get 4 here. I guess we go for the backup Amnesty. Yeah, no shot there. You know what the best part is, though, is now that they've done the whole Leader thing, we can just go and hopefully we get a tactic off of it. It's got to be Fukusha. Oh. Oh boy. That's huge. Okay. Here, so let's say we take a bribery. Wow. Hjalmar for an 8. I've got an idea. Just in case they have scopes. There we go. I was going to do the whole put that back in hand, but maybe there's something better we can do, like a 4-point play or something. They can take a Junid now on the 3. If we win the game, it was basically carried by the Helga surviving off the Joachim play, so keep that one in mind. There's the 3. I think the damage has been done, right? So their graveyard with our hand. Well, it's got to be Vilgefortz. Like, we can pull something like Coral and just do better. Right? Because this is giving 2. 5. And this is doing 8. Up by 9 points. I think they're running out of steam, though, because they've played, like, a good amount of stuff, like, gold-wise. Right? The compass out of the way. Like, I think it's going to be a big erudite. Okay, so that's a 4-point scope. Draw, discard, sure. Yeah. So we'll put that back in their hand. It's going to be Junid, I think. So last card, Erendite, right? Ranged. Let's go. That's... Get the Junid back. They do Erendite, whatever the case may be. We've got 1 injured card. This plays for 8 points, plus the 9 here if it sticks. I think we should win. Since we're up by 14. But you never know. Okay. Good sign, though. There. 14 points. 13 for the tie, 14 for the win. Oh yeah, it's this, duh. I keep forgetting about that. There we go. Oh boy. We got W4Q. And they're playing Guerrilla Tactics. Okay. Been seeing a lot of movement lately. 1. We could probably get a pretty good coup here. This just gets killed, doesn't it? It's worth trying, though. Maybe we save it, though, for Joachim later. So this is just going to be... maybe some kind of traps? I don't know. See how they respond to it, right? Okay. They use a second leader charge or something. Ah, okay. Let's see if there's a Madoc. Isn't that just a coup? We just take it away from them throughout like the rest of the game, right? We could put that back in hand, and then when they replay it, we take Amnesty on it. This is worth a try, right? Pow. I'm thinking about taking that leader sometime soon, but I don't know if we're going to get anything good. Is it ever Maddock? It's going to be a Berserker. They get rid of 3, we get 3, we get 1. I'm taking it. It'll make them trade down on many of their cards. That's fine. And then we just... we click it, right? I'm feeling good about that, right? We got it done. We got scenario out of the way. We did trade Ardal, but we got like Milva and Maddock taken out. So like, look, 10 provisions. Maddock is 10. Scenario's 14. You know, we didn't do a whole lot ourselves. We played Helga, Ardal. We've got a couple of these here. What's Q thinking? Q's thinking... not a lot here. We could sort it better. That was greedy. I just have a feeling that it's going to convert to traps quite soon. So if they're going to be taking, yeah, you see, then obviously it's something that we kind of want to play around, right? Yeah. It should count as something beside it, by the way. I'm just saying. There's Simlas. Couple rebukes. We can get card advantage here. Simlas 4. 2 jousts. I'm not gonna click it. They saw and they're like, no. And we got Skellige, Reckless Flurry coming up next. And we go first. Or second. Losing track of these things. It's actually good though, because I'd rather in this matchup go second than go first, because then we can sort of just respond to what they do. Proactivity for them can sometimes be a little bit awkward, so I think we have some good opportunities here. I don't really like Vilgefortz round 1, and obviously I don't like this round 1 either, but we can fix that. I think that they have Erendite. which is like an incentive to try and stay ahead at least. Here, if they're gonna use this, they either have to use like coral, this, and then leader, or 2 leader charges here. And I don't think we care if they use 2 leader charges. So they don't have coral. You know, Erendite's not bad, because no one's expecting that we have this, right? So if Erendite gets ridiculous, then that's like the perfect thing we can take. So maybe it's not the plan to go take it from them, you know? Wow, look at all this. They haven't done anything yet, so... Honestly, I feel like we're just going to be sinking damage. I don't think that it's going to be planned damage because this deck is just known for deploy abilities, not so much engine value. This is the only quote-unquote engine they have. If they can get another one here. Nice. Will they do a third? Okay, smart. Maybe we just get one more little value off this, I guess. Diamond isn't really good for us here. 5. This has potential of doing more. And maybe we just do that. We set up an Amnesty better. If they start taking megascopes and all that, we're gonna have to pass on them here. Okay. I don't know. Nova. I don't really want to take Nova. Because if I take Nova like that, it doesn't keep the deploy stuff, which it should. Because we're taking it. There's no way. Can I do it in 3? It's 12. That's what I'll do. I'm going to pass on it here. Give some time to basically reflect and just kind of get ready for round 2. I think that they've got some really cool stuff here, but they took a lot of the discards. And they played Siri, I think, a little bit early. There we go. This could be maybe riskier in this matchup here. We've got 2 Blightmakers being top deck, assuming we... Actually, it'll play this first, and then it'll play one of them. That's not bad. It's got to be like the best. If we don't give them much to respond to, then they're like less incentivized to play. And then we got Coral that we can maybe take and swap out for like an Emissary. Like if I'm doing the whole... Yeah, if I top deck into that, it's not even that bad. And then if they play... Well, we're going to wait one turn. Because I want them to be, like, down to 6. And then we just swing out the Joachim into that, do the big play, because this is going to be 16 when played. Actually, Brathen's is good here too, right? I mean, I doubt that they're going to heal for 1 point and just call it, right? That's the thing. Maybe it's actually this. Which is like the least points. Probably this, at this point, if we're being honest. Right? Like, we put it down, they kill it. And normally the SK version doesn't have... they don't have, like, spores, because they have the Erendite, they've got all that sort of stuff. Hjalmar. So we don't have to worry about, like, a cheap removal of this, but we have to be careful that we try and get ahead somewhat soon. I just felt like I wanted to get that over with, because that's a good coup. I'm pretty sure, though, that they'll take a Junid soon, so you gotta be careful with that. So they do have it. Kind of takes away the coup plan that we had, but it actually makes a better yen. Yeah. And I gotta protect this from Junid because I still think it's a thing. And then they're gonna make another one of these, which is ultimately gonna be able to just ping down armor, maybe kill one of my spies. But it spawns at the end of their turn. So that means we take it. right? And then we just got, what do we got here? Yeah, we'll take this to rub it in. Play it right after. Yeah. Okay, we're holding in there. We're only down by 5 points. Like, we got it. If they pass here, we actually got it off of the killing Junned, right? Just with one of those, because there's no adjacent units. Only thing I'm worried about is actual Erendite. And it could be quite strong. Like, they were ahead for most of that game, right? Okay, we've got one, and then we've got this one. And so I think we put back Q, and we just take it for how it is. And it looks like we're floating coral. Because I don't want to take these for nothing. Like, if I can get away with playing these, taking damage off whatever, and then we just use her to finish the job. Because, like, we'll pull into one of these, which ruins it. We gotta be careful. It's probably this. Because if I can get that, honestly, I think it's going to be worth the most points. Like 13 confirmed, yeah, over like a random who knows is probably just better. And then we have 8 points of removal we're sitting on Engrave, which is that. Hopefully we can just get this, snipe something with Coral, and then go from there. I don't know. They take a Turgvi or they take Fukusha. It's probably Fukusha here for like a quartermaster. That's pretty good too, I guess. I don't want to give them heal value. I think I'm supposed to take this here. Just hang in there with Coral. One more turn. We need them to play like trash too. Okay, there. Great sword's good. Yeah, that's perfect. This has to go first. I hope we don't hit Greatsword. Like, it's coming down to that point. Good. That's actually fine. It's coming down to that point, really. They took the heal. Okay. We've got 3 out of 4 we gotta take. Just take that and throw it away. Good. I deserve this because I'm tired of playing the same deck every single day. This plays at 4, this plays at 6 if we give it to them. There. Now, it's going to be Knickers, right? Or Fukusha, which looks cooler. If we would have pulled Coup, now that I think about it, if I had Coup, we could have Coup'd the Fukusha and we would have just taken a Quartermaster and we would have just had, like, the best of luck. I'll take the good boy. As long as they don't have this, I think I win. Right? And that means they would have had to choose a card that was 8 provisions or more. So I think we should just win. No. Tie. I forgot about Erendite for a sec. That was close.